We are talking Detroit Lions versus Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going to do a breakdown, analysis, and prediction at the end of the video. We're going to go over offense, defense, everything to give you my thoughts on this game. But before we get into today's video, if you think it's a sound and smart idea to take a vacation to one of the most hostile places on the planet, prohibited to go to unless you're a scientist, called Snake Island, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we talk all things Detroit Lions, news, and rumors. And sometimes being a Lions fan, you can feel snake bitten. Also, take that like button with you and let that bad boy dissolve. Let's get into today's Lions versus Jacksonville Jaguars. The game is going to be on Fox and is at home for our Detroit Lions, and they are only favored by 1 point. Jacksonville, underdog here, +1, and the total over and under is only 49. Very interesting, and when you look at these two teams coming together, Lions, 4-7 record. Scoring offense, 25 points per game, 8th in the NFL. Scoring defense, 28.2, 32nd in the NFL. Jacksonville Jaguars, same record at 4-7, 16th offense at 22.2, scoring defense 15th at 21.1. Very close team matchup, but I gotta say, I have the Detroit Lions. Go to chatsports.com/LionsBet, put in the promo code LIONS125, you'll get 125% upon us because only a -1 advantage. I think it's able, the Lions, to go above and beyond that. So if you go to chesssports.com/LionsBet, you can make a little bit of money. Who do you got in this game? I'm curious to see who you have winning it. If you got the Detroit Lions winning, put DET in the comment section. If you got the Jacksonville Jaguars pulling off the upset, then go ahead and put JAC. Let's get into these matchups real quick here. The Lions offense is good. Points per game, 25.0. That's 8th in the NFL. Points allowed per game is 21.1. That's 15th in the NFL. I still believe the Detroit Lions will be able to go above the 21 there. So I'll take over. Total yards per game is 362. That's 8th in the NFL. Yards allowed per game is 362.9. Jeez, the exact same there. I think that the Lions will go above it, and Jacksonville's going to have to deal with some issues here. Passing yards per game, Lions are 12th in the NFL at 233.5. Passing yards per game is 248.1, 25th in the NFL. Again, I think it'll go above this. We'll talk about the Jared Goff thing here in a minute. Rushing yards per game, Lions are 10th in the NFL of 129.5. Rushing yards per game, they are 114, 16th in the NFL. The difference here is the turnover differential, and like it always is. And Jacksonville is actually +2, 11th, and the Lions, they're 0 right now, 8th in the NFL. But there is players you have to pay attention for on the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. We're going to start with Dwayne Smoot, who's got 5 sacks here. He is balling this year for their team. Josh Allen, also an edge rusher. They got 3 sacks. Trayvon Walker, 2.5 sacks, the first overall pick there. Arden Key at 2 sacks, and Adam Gotsis at 1.5. Let's go ahead and look at the offense for the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Lions defense. Lions defense, we already know this, 28.2, 32nd in the NFL. But the points per game for Jacksonville is 22.2. I do think that they're going to score over that, and that's 16th in the NFL. Yards allowed per game is 415.5, 32nd. Total yards per game, 359.5. That's 9th in the NFL. So they could put up yards. They're just not getting the full amount of points that they should be. Passing yards per game, Lions are 29th in the NFL at 259. Passing yards per game is 229.1, 13th in the NFL. I do think Trevor Lawrence will get over that. Rushing yards per game, 154.6, that's 30th. And rushing yards per game, that are 9th at 130, and I think they'll get more than that as well. Obviously, when we're looking about the Jacksonville Jaguars, we're talking about Trevor Lawrence here. He is their guy, their quarterback. And look, he's got 2,655 yards passing, 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and QBR of 54.2. Up and down season, but recently up. He just had a wicked comeback to beat the Baltimore Ravens. And I must say, it was sick to see the ball that he throws. Also about him, he is a mobile quarterback, folks. It's something you don't see all the time from his game, but he is a mobile quarterback. He can run with his legs, and that's something that the Lions must pay attention to because that is our Achilles heel. Again, who do you got in this game? Who do you got winning? Put DET for the Detroit Lions. Put JAC for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The absolute pinned comment for this video. Let's continue on to show you what they have done so far this year for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They lost to the Washington Commanders 22-28 in a close game. They did defeat the Indianapolis Colts, but that's when Indianapolis was kind of, they had their old coach and they were struggling, but they dominated. Can't take anything away, 24-0. They defeated the Chargers, who are a weird team this year. They're 6-5, and they're 38-10 victory over a pretty good team over there. They lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, who's one of the best teams in the NFL, 21-29. And for some reason, they lost to the Houston Texans, 6-13. You know, they're not a good team. We all know this. Then they took a loss to Indianapolis, who started to get a little bit better, 27-34. They lost to the New York Giants, who we defeated, 17-23. They lost to the Denver Broncos, who absolutely are booty cheeks, 17-21. And they defeated the Raiders, 27-20. As of late, the Raiders actually have been playing pretty decent, but they're still not really a good team. Then they lost to Kansas City Chiefs, 17-27. Nothing to cry about there. And they beat the Baltimore Ravens, an epic comeback there just this past week, 28-27. Something to behold if you are a Lions fan. You got to check it out. It really was a pretty good damn performance. Injuries are always an issue for any team, and it's no different in this game for our Detroit Lions. And we got some players that are dinged up and injured, and we're going to talk about it. Frank Ragnow, he's been dinged, should be good to go. Nothing big unless something happens before. I wouldn't be worried about it. Joshua Paschal, a little bit different here. He has had injuries. He's missed a couple of games. I'm not sure about this one. We'll see. Hopefully he can go. We need him to. Jeff Okudah, Dan Campbell talked about it yesterday. Good to go. He will probably be playing in this game. Concussion protocol. Same thing with Jonah Jackson. Concussion protocol. Should be good to go per Dan Campbell. Charles Harris was placed on IR. Obviously, he's not going to be playing. Evan Brown, questionable. Not sure. Jameson Williams, it seems doubtful at this point. Dan Campbell said it'd be a long shot. Same thing with Romeo Okwara. Let's go ahead and continue on. What to watch for in these games? What are things and keys for the Lions to make sure so they win this game? Well, we're going to go over that right now. First off, don't underestimate the Jacksonville Jaguars. You don't want to do that. If you underestimate them, you're going to lose the game. They're a 4-7 team. They're very similar to the Detroit Lions in their rebuild. They got an offense that can score, and their defense is not bad. If you underestimate them and just think there's some chumps because you came close to defeating the Buffalo Bills and you're on a 3-game winning streak before that, you're going to lose the game. It's simple as that. They do got some weapons over there. Marvin Jones Jr., Jamal Agnew, many other Joneses on that team. Don't underestimate them. Also, you got to limit the turnovers, and that's for the Lions' running game here. Jamal Williams got to stop fumbling the football. And Khalif Raymond, who did fumble twice, but it was recovered. Limit turnovers by Jared Goff. You almost had a couple picks. Don't do it in this game. You throw interceptions, you lose. They're +2 in the turnovers, and that's how they won the Baltimore Ravens game. They got turnovers in that game. Guess what? You win the football game, so limit them. We're going to have to win in the pass game, I think, in this game, because you can pass on the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is one of the, I guess, their, quote-unquote weaknesses on defense. Jared Goff's going to have to step up, and you got all your weapons. You're going to have Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown. There's no excuses in the pass game, and they can be had. So Jared Goff, get in there, make a big impact on offense, and you have a shot to win the game. Continue on here. We got to stop the run, and we're not just talking about Travis Etienne, the running back, but it's also Trevor Lawrence. We've got ability to stop the run, and the mobile quarterbacks is killing us, and we can be had a little bit on the edges. Now, I think we're better in the middle with Aleem McNeil, done a really good job. He's been stepping up, and I think the Lions defense has done a phenomenal job as of late. But still, we can be had on the edges and mobile quarterback. We must be able to reduce that down, or guess what? The same thing's going to happen with Josh Allen at the end of the Thanksgiving Day game. He's going to get those couple of yards, win the game at the end, and we are in a world of suck at that point. Lastly, surely not least, we need to score in the red zone here. Anytime we have an opportunity, we're at the 20-yard line, we got to score touchdowns here. We got to score points. Again, if you look at the Thanksgiving Day game, the reason we lost is we did a field goal instead of a touchdown. We got to score touchdowns. We have an opportunity. We got the weapons to do it. Get the damn thing done. Score touchdowns, and don't give an opportunity for the Jacksonville Jaguars late in the game to make some points. Let's go ahead and get into the prediction for this game. For me here, I have the Detroit Lions winning this game 27-21. Home game. The Lions are playing much better defensively. Their crowd's going to be in it. And I do believe that they're going to be able to score and beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. I understand the Jacksonville Jaguars are, they're a competent team, close team to what we are, but I have the Lions winning this game. Folks, you can follow me on all these social media sites, Lions Nation Unite on there. Check it out on Instagram, Real Micro Mike, Twitter and Facebook, Mike Kimber. It's going to find me on. Every Thursday, we got the One Pride podcast. Got a special guest, a content creator who I've been watching. He does some great work. Can't wait to get him on the show. So get ready for that. With that said, folks, adios.